The Night Shift is a real-play D&D video and podcast series for mature audiences. Content warnings can be found in the episode descriptions.
Last time on The Night Shift.
Everybody hide!
God, it's under the table.
I'm a
Okay, where do we hide?
I'm a
Quick.
I kinda thought
7-foot
we were
dragon.
already
Where do I
under the
go?
table talking, were we not? This whole conversation in my head was playing out. We were all underneath the
Oh, you
cart.
gotta say that
cart.
shit.
My bad, my bad, my bad.
I can't scrape together gold. My soul's already sold. So if you're trapped under a spell, I wish you well. And if a creature roams your streets, you do better to retreat. 'Cause if you want it done right, don't hide. The Night Shift.
You slam the door on your tail, scream out cheese and crackers, fling the door back open, and Davic is standing in the door. Lady Taros, who you guys don't know her name, but certainly Kestrel does, stands right behind him. He ushers her in, closes the door behind him. Oh, my friends!
And we all kind of like peek out.
Yeah.
How do you know I was here? How do you know I was here?
Where one goes, all go. I know that. Come on. Can I get you some refreshments? Oh, this is your first time in the manse. I'm so sorry about the state of the place.
Yeah, it's honestly leaves a lot to be desired, and I
I
had way
believe
higher
that. I'm sorry.
expectations.
Usually I would, there'd be some theatrics.
Why do you decorate everything with drapes?
No, I'm leaving. We're moving. Gonna get an even greater
I would like
Where?
a hot tea with a bit of honey.
Timbo, calm down.
Sure.
I would like give a nice red, a little something on the drier side.
Yes, absolutely. What else? Anything?
What is that really complicated wine name? Gurgenslacker.
Gurgenslacker? Oh yes, of the Fornost Mountains.
Oh, what is it? It's like a really sweet wine. Like, this is actually Lindsey.
Guggenheimer.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like, we'll find something
Survivor or something.
similar.
I'd like a large cold glass of information from you as to why you are moving away.
I'm not familiar with that one. We'll see if we have it in the cellar. He sort of leans out the door and speaks a few words and then closes it again. All right. Well, so why why am I graced with your presence?
Well, we were just checking on you, see where you're moving to.
Yeah.
That's bullshit, but it's good. It's a good line.
Who are these pests you are being paid to get rid of?
Oh, you've been rifling through my...
Yeah, the
She
gaze,
did. I mean, she found it. She said it.
Wow. When you point a finger, there are 4 fingers pointing back at yourself.
Ah, okay.
It depends on how you position your thumb.
That's
but,
a good point. Yes, well, I'm not going to tell you too much about that, obviously. It's if you guys wanted to visit, I could have arranged that.
Hold on now. 500,000 gold is quite a lot, and we have a couple exciting opportunities that if you would just give us a few minutes, we could lay out in front of you. See, we've recently come into a bar here. Kestrel helped fund it, but we're always looking for more funding. Would you be?
He opens the door and someone comes in. And
He's
here's
always-
the guy who was playing the lute. He drops
Thank
all the
you.
things on the table.
Thank you.
And leaves. Door closes behind him, and he sits and starts sipping tea.
I'll take my
did
tea.
come after you for your victuals,
Mate,
but this is great wine.
Don't be rude. Who's your lady here?
Oh, I'm so sorry. You're right.
Yeah.
This is Lady Taros. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave in a few minutes, and she'll probably have to clean up this mess. But
It looks like it's pretty clean in here already. You've already packed.
You should probably take the drapes off though, because it
Sure.
just doesn't look good.
This is Lady Taros. She's my lady. And we're gonna go on a trip very soon.
Aren't
All
you
right,
married?
Goresman.
You know what? I was,
Aren't
but
you
she
married with, like,
met an
kids
untimely
and
thing.
Would you
you
like
know?
to cut her tongue out or something?
No, that's weird. Why would you say that? How graphic. No, so tell me about the opportunity.
So it's an inn. The Phoenix Inn. It's in the Dregs. I'm sure you're familiar with the Dregs,
Oh, of course.
right? I'm sure you've run a lot of humans from there, or whatever. Point is, It burned down somehow. We don't really know, but we bought it, and we are breathing life back into the dregs. And your capital could go a long way. Can't promise you a lot of equity, but there's room to grow.
Feels weird that you're negotiating, doesn't it? Like, I sort of have the upper hand and you don't realize.
I don't reckon we're really negotiating here. We're offering you an opportunity.
Yeah, I don't know why
the
you're being so
Phoenix
rude
Inn will
about it.
rise from the ashes. The way I see it, we could really clear out the entire square block of the dregs if we had somebody like you behind us. And instead of just investing in one bar, one inn, we could really take the whole square block, gentrify it.
Yep.
Honestly, it sounds great. And I think you guys are going to do a fantastic job. But I'm leaving, and I won't really have a lot of oversight in the area, So I think
just let
you
us
guys
know
should
where
do
we
it.
can get in touch with you, and as the project moves along,
No
we should
can
continue
do, sort of
something.
doing like a witness protection sort of thing, know.
Why?
Well, I can tell you, it's not like you're going to tell anyone.
Yeah.
No, we wouldn't dare.
No, definitely not.
I think he means because he's going to kill us.
No.
What? Well, it's
We just had
After all we've been through.
Potentially.
Don't
I
just
had the whole
say
pitch
it out
meeting.
loud
just
like
a
that.
guess. Yeah.
Whoa.
Are those your intentions?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I have to leave.
Okay. Be gone. Well, no, tell us first. Tell us what you're doing first. That's...
Yes, well, so I've made a bit of a deal with the Principality of Gildebrand. They have a little pest problem, as you know. And all of you would know that the Principality of Gildebrand has been at war with the dwarves in their area for, boy, when have they not? Like hundreds of years of ongoing conflict. So I've been,
A
I guess you could
pest
say,
problem meaning the dwarves?
again, you people just like to say it out loud, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes, the dwarves.
I don't speak in subtlety, Davic. I don't speak asshole.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm fluent, as it turns out.
Apparently.
Tom, you seem bothered.
I'm not really understanding what's going on at all here. Is this like a bug thing? Is this? I don't know. I'm
so
gonna follow their lead.
I
The
think-
bugs are the dwarfs.
I think dwarves are great. I think they're perfectly fine. But
We already
Gildebrand,
know you're a little bit racist.
That is true.
I felt bad about that ever since it happened. I
Yeah.
went and read a couple different books and tried to educate myself as a result.
That's
Because
good.
honestly, that ignorance doesn't represent me.
I think it does.
It's just a symptom of my privilege.
I think it absolutely does.
But I'm working on it. I am. With that said, they may very much value the solution that I have to get rid of their pest problem. So,
Termites.
So you're
Well,
going. So you're being paid for genocide.
again, I wouldn't call it that.
To eliminate what? But why are you packing up the mans?
Oh, I need to leave. Can't stay here once I've made a deal with Gildebrand worth 500,000 gold.
So
Our
can you
kingdom
just
would
leave
look
the
on that.
mans to us then?
Oh, you can have it.
All right.
Davic,
Okay.
you're not going to get away with this. We will stop you.
I appreciate your confidence, certainly. I'm right up against it. And he looks at a wrist that has no watch on it. I am right up against it. So I've got to go. Lady Taros here is going to clean this little mess up. And honestly, it was great to see you. I don't think I'll run into you again. But if I do, what a lovely surprise that'll be, for all of us. So have a great time. Finish your victuals and such. But I must away, as they say. And he grabs the amulet around his neck and just sort of fades out.
Kestrel tries to throw wine at him.
Yeah.
It just splatters on the wall.
Yeah, it splatters on the wall.
Lady Taros looks at. She's like, what?
Well,
I just had-
we should be
Okay.
off as well then.
Oh, no.
Were we
Sorry.
heading-
Sorry, love. You have to stay.
No,
For what?
no, we're gonna go.
What?
I have to, bury you.
I don't.
But
think
we're not
that's
dead.
Gonna work.
Lady, you are not hurting me and my friends. I just kind of bow up. Attempt to intimidate her.
She sort of makes like a aw face. Roll intimidation.
I will gladly roll intimidation, yes. That would be a 19 plus 5, a 24.
So she starts off kind of making an aw face, but once you pull your hammer out, she kind of. All right, okay. The deal is I have to clean things up. So you see Davoc makes messes, and I clean them up. That's our relationship.
That's a really shitty relationship.
Well, he's got a lot of money. Does that... I don't have to justify my relationship to you. And she snaps her fingers, and you guys hear the crashing of glass as all of these skeletons step out of their glass encasements.
Whoa.
Covered in armor. Let's roll initiative.
Oh, okay.
We're fighting
Wow.
skeletons now.
Wow, okay. Ooh,
Tom.
how spooky.
You're top of the order.
Oh.
Of course. It's only right that I should lead off. Okay. Can I get a check on my bardic inspiration? I am a little twisted up. I know I used one. I think I might have had 2 coming into today. Did I use my last one?
You have 1 remaining, according to my records.
Okay, I have 1
3.
remaining. All right. I will cast.
Curse was like, that came in too hot.
That curse's house got real big.
I will cast Vicious Mockery on Lady Taros, and I'll say, I find your manner of dress tacky and unbecoming of a woman of your station in life. And then, so you have to pass a Wisdom saving throw.
Oh man, she nats.
Oh.
She sort of looks down.
And that one, nice.
No, unnatural 20.
Shit.
She looks down and looks back up, and she doesn't say anything. Everybody in the room is just like, "Come on, man." No, she
looks great.
She looks pretty nice. Come on, man.
Dude, come on, dude. I mean, really. Come
And
on.
then I will hop up on the table, the long table that's in this room, right? There's like a long dining table. I will hop up on there and I will say, Timbo, I hope you're ready to rage. Wow. And then I'm going to throw him a little bardic inspiration.
Yes.
I've just realized that I described the encasements in the other room, not in this room. So that was in error. Sorry.
What
keep
encasement?
moving.
Where the skeletons
Where the
came from?
skeletons were.
Oh, that don't matter.
They were supposed to be in here.
Oh.
It's fine.
I just pictured them
used my
like
spider
I just
check.
pictured them like Kool-Aid Manning through the wall anyway. There's like
Kool-Aid
Yeah, how do you want to do
man.
it? Either the encasements are in here and they crash through the glass,
Gotcha.
or they come running through the door.
They come
Yeah,
running
yeah,
through
yeah,
the
yeah.
door.
They
Sure.
come running through the door. Let's
Yeah.
do it that way.
Yeah.
All right, that
I'll
makes
cut that
sense.
part.
oh, it's the old Goresman Skellies. I get it now.
Who are these skeletons with armor? Oh!
All right, Tom.
Wait, what? Oh,
Yeah,
that was my
you
turn.
are.
That's it? All
I
right.
used action, I moved, and used a bonus action.
All right, sweet. Lady Taros' turn. Yeah, I think she'll turn and point at Tom.
Why?
How rude.
Tom does a 15 hit your AC.
God damn it. Yes, barely.
All right. She points at you, and this sort of, I'm trying to figure out how to describe it. Like almost like a vine. It doesn't go along the ground, though. It sort of snakes through the middle of the air. She points her finger, and it extends from her finger, very much like the tentacles that Davic has used previously, sort of black, but still sort of see-through. Extends all the way and just sort of stabs into your chest, Tom. You're going to take 7 points
Ooh.
of psychic damage. Oh, there's no need for name calling. Come on.
That's right. It isn't a name calling. It's because you are one.
Oh, Kestrel with the burn.
Kestrel.
Okay. Let's see.
Not a great sequence there for Tom. Trying to talk shit. Got shut down.
I take
Jump on
my
the table,
quarter
stab the
staff
chest.
and I go to the closest skeletal dude.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah.
How many skeletons are there?
There are 4. You walk right up to Brendanis,
Old Brendana.
Okay.
who has like kind of old like chrome armor on. Like chrome is not the word I was looking for.
Like
cop-
rusted plate.
Like, yeah, no, like copper. Like it's just not the metal that is used anymore for armor.
Okay.
I do like a
roll
good-
120 to see if I hit.
Yes.
17.
Yeah. 17 is definitely gonna hit.
And with the quarter staff, you have +2.
Plus 2, so 19. And then I take a 1d6 bludgeoning, or...
Yeah, 1d6 or 1d8 if you're using both hands.
Oh, I'm using both hands. I've
Yeah,
just
as long as you're not
decided.
equipped with a shield or something, then you might as well be using both hands.
6.
Oh.
6 points of damage. Yeah, you swing at it, it hits that armor. Some of the armor just like clangs to the floor. Some of the ribs.
Take that, you metalhead!
Yes.
So rude.
Now, see, that was a name calling.
I mean, to a non-sentient being? It's not like he can talk. He's a shambling undead skeleton.
Are you doing this
his
to me,
will
Tom?
is the
Is
will
that
of the
what you're saying?
necromancer.
She's on our team, dude. What are you doing?
Same team, bro. Same team. What else do we want to do?
I just accidentally cast vicious mockery on Kestrel.
Anything else we want to do there? Kestrel?
I guess, so what do I have left? I can just do, like, an action?
A bonus action is what you have left. Or you can move if you want to arrange yourself somewhere else in the room.
Okay. I actually get to a point in the room where I'm kind of, like, equidistant from all of the armor people.
Okay. Just sort of retreat into a little bit of a safer...
Yeah, just so I can, like, kind of reach all 4 of them if
Yeah,
I chose to go in a
absolutely on that.
specific direction.
Let's see what you're doing.
Gotcha. All right, Attilius?
I am going to follow Kestrel's lead, and I'm going to take my quarterstaff and attack the nearest skeleton.
Okay. Let's say the nearest skeleton to you is Abbott. Abbott Goresman.
Where's Costello?
There is not a Costello.
Oh.
There's a Clanson and a Cahill.
You just got that wrong.
Well, Abbott and Costello was a bad joke.
Wow. I didn't even hear it. That's what I get for being smarmy. All right. So what are we doing to old Abbott?
I'm gonna come up to him with my quarterstaff with both hands and just come from above and smash down onto his head.
Ooh.
I like it.
All right. Roll 1d20 with that quarterstaff, which is, I believe, for you
What's
plus
your
4 to
plus
hit.
to-
7, and then I've got a 1d6.
No, what? That's the plus. The
It's
hit
a plus 4, so
Plus 4.
So 11.
11.
11 will not hit. So you bring it down
Yeah.
and strike sort of like the shoulder of his armor. It's maybe a little spine tingling for him, if you will, but it's not
Spine tingling.
doesn't actually do any damage. And you can see he kind of shrugs it off and keeps.
Can we see if these things feel pain or do they just kind of take damage? Because I've seen. Well, I guess I'm pretty distracted, but
Yeah, when I think it's pretty obvious to everybody when Kestrel struck the first skeleton, it just kept advancing.
okay.
It didn't appear to notice damage
Yeah.
or notice like pain. Certainly the damage was there, but
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna do all the Skellies at once.
Crikey.
One of them is right up on Kestrel, so we'll go ahead and do that. It swings its sword and misses. And then one of them is right up on Attilius, so we'll do that one as well. It swings its sword and hits.
Uh-oh.
7 points of damage.
We better
Ooh.
have some medicine.
Attilius, that brings you
We
down.
don't. I don't have any healing. I have no spell slot.
Brings Attilius down to 2 hit points.
I have one med kit. Does that?
Attilius, I think
That
it
just
catches
keeps
you on the
somebody from
shoulder.
dying.
Okay.
I think it just catches you on the shoulder and cuts deep, and then the thing's, pulls back its sword, ready to swing again. Skelly number 3, we'll say they split out and just go one each. Skelly number 3, which is Cahill, goes after Timbo. I don't think a 14 hits, does it?
Yeah,
He's
he's
got
got
a
low
14
AC.
does hit.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
forgot.
you think he's got like a 12 or something? What do
Yeah,
you?
that's right.
So we'll do
You're just a big beefcake. You don't care about.
I don't have any
defense.
armor.
You don't
Yeah.
care about defense.
5 points of damage there.
What's that? That's a fucking flesh wound.
He walks up and swings at your leg and catches your leg. It bites, but nothing that would debilitate you.
But
And then the
Timbo fights back.
And then the final Clanson is going to walk over to.
Okay, now, let me state my case. I am standing on a table in the center of the table in an elevated position. Feel like these skeletons are pretty far away from me. Skelly shamble. I don't know. Does it get to me in time?
Yes.
Thoughts?
Yes. No, he does. But he's going to roll at disadvantage because you're sort of backing away from the table. It's an awkward height. And he absolutely misses.
Okay.
He swings overhand. His sword hits the table.
And I like jump and dodge it, even though I've just been stabbed in the chest.
Yes, absolutely. You sort of duck and somersault over to the right side.
And everybody's like very impressed.
No
my
one.
Party.
Yeah, nobody's impressed. All you
So
do
I'm
is
lying
dodge.
bleeding.
Kestrel is especially impressed.
No,
Nope,
definitely.
not
I
at all.
agree.
Yeah, not at all. All right, and then Timba, your turn.
Fuck yeah.
Timbo enters rage mode.
Start the metal.
And this rat bastard that
Every
just,
time he
that
rages-
just struck Timbo
Dude, every
is
time
going
you
to get the
rage-
hammer of death
Every
drawn
time you
upon
rage,
him.
I just think about the flame guitarist in Mad Max Fury Road. He's
Yes.
just like
Hell yeah.
playing behind you.
So I am doing a reckless attack. My first attack of my turn, I can attack recklessly, giving me an advantage on melee weapon attacks using strength. So this hammer attack at the skeleton that just attacked me. Which one was that, by the way?
The one that attacked you
Uh-huh.
was not Clanson. It was Kahal.
Kahal. Perfect. All right. So he's getting a double-handed attack with the Warhammer.
Reckless.
In rage mode, recklessly. 17, which plus 6 on the Warhammer. So it's 23.
Actually, it's plus 8 because you're raging. Because you get an additional plus 2. So.
But that's on damage.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
you're
it's
right.
on the hit.
I think you're right, actually. Okay, yeah,
Even
23
better.
is going to do it for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Roll that damage.
I rolled an 8 out of 10.
No.
Let's go.
So that'll be plus 6 because it's an additional plus 2 when raging. So 14.
Okay. As you swing, and I think you sort of lean over to the side here, Jay, and sort of like baseball swing almost. He angles his shield right in front of you, and then you guys watch as bones just explode. Like a shower of bones.
Go,
Yeah, it is.
Timbo.
Like, this thing explodes, and all. Lady Taros even like sort of puts up her arm to shield like various little fragments.
Good. Does that make the vine leave my chest that she put in it?
Absolutely not. But I like where your head's at.
Yeah.
You know, way to ask.
Son
So
of a bitch.
because I attacked recklessly on that, it does mean that attack rolls against me have an advantage until my next turn. Just
Okay.
to play fair.
Okay.
But
yeah.
also now that I'm in rage mode, I do have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage.
Love it.
So we'll keep an eye on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you do that for your last 5 damage that you took?
I didn't because I wasn't raging yet.
Oh, good call. Good call.
This is why I need to roll
call.
better on initiative.
Yeah, I will. And then yeah, for any saving throws, you still got that bardic.
Yeah, I do have the bardic. I think that's really the bulk of my attack. I mean, I turn to the next closest skeleton to me and just like
You can close the gap with the next one.
right,
if you'd like.
close the
Which-
gap
Which
and
one
like
do you want to go to?
the one that was attacking Attilius.
Okay. Abbott.
I basically want to draw that one's attention away from Attilius and to me.
I think you can run over there and try and position yourself as much in its way as possible.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
to the extent.
I move as much as I can in that way to where Abbott is maybe will turn its attention to me.
All right. Tom, top of the order.
All right. So I've gotten stabbed, and this thing is still in me.
It is still in you.
Is it got a vine in me?
Yeah, and it's not like corporeal. Like if you go to grab it, your
All right.
hand's gonna
I
pass
want to
right
like
through
kind
it.
of fall to my knees and act like I'm way more hurt than I am. Like I'm like, oh, please. Like, can I persuade her to lower her guard a little bit through my superior acting?
Not a persuasion check, but you could do a performance check.
Yes.
Yeah, to try and kind of
Yes.
convince her that you're actually on your last legs.
That's a 2. And so that is an 8.
An 8 is. You've seen Nicolas Cage act, right?
Yeah. Whoa.
Wait,
You
Don't
didn't
you
hear-
dare
hold
talk
on.
about one
Whoa.
of
Hold on.
Academy
Careful.
Award-winning Nicolas
Yes.
Cage.
You
Careful
didn't hear
where
the
you're
whole
going
thing.
with
Hold on. It's terrible. So your acting is like that. Terrible.
That's not true, but not in Cage at least. But obviously my acting was bad. Okay, so
Wait, I mean,
do you have
which Nicolas Cage
T-Bob,
are we talking?
Right. Is
Do you,
this
do you
Con
have
Air
a,
Nick
do you have a bone
Cage,
to pick
or-
with
Live in
that?
Las Vegas, Nicolas Cage?
Do you have a-
Yeah, are we talking about Ghost Rider Nicolas
hate
Cage or
Yes.
like National Treasure Nicolas
Yes.
Cage?
They're all the same Nicolas Cage. He plays the same character in every movie. What are you talking about?
But he won an Oscar for doing it one time.
I mean,
Raising
that
Arizona
doesn't
is a
make
great
the film
movie.
better.
Is that it?
What
Yes,
movie?
that's Raising
Yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And
Matt
what's a
Stickman, he
Vegas
was not
movie
bad.
where is
Wild
that
at
the
Heart.
Vegas movie where he
Wild
plays
at
the
Yeah,
drum?
Wild at Heart, he was not bad. All right. I apologize to all the Nick Cage fans.
I like Bad Lieutenant Protocol New Orleans.
Yeah.
Well, you're wrong. So, you know,
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I saw Wicker Man in theater.
Wicker Man was
Whoa.
good. I like
It's not worth it.
It was
but
not worth. Yeah, it wasn't worth purchasing.
I had
but if
no
it was
idea.
on, I'd watch it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
had no idea.
either way.
Okay,
his
sorry.
performance
Yeah, all right,
is
all right.
bad.
Nicolas Cage acting. All right.
So my acting is bad.
Yeah, it's
and-
you might say it's humorous.
Okay. So I'm gonna say that was a bone thing.
Yeah,
That
humor-
was
yeah,
definitely a
it's
bone.
Yeah.
Not a good
Um,
one.
It's a bone. That's
So
in
how
the
does she
body.
react when I'm like, please, no, please?
She sort of, when you make a weird noise and your dog sort of cocks its head to the side. Yeah, a little bit of that.
And I'm gonna say Houdini, and then I'm gonna throw the mushrooms at her, throw the blue mushrooms at her.
Yes.
The
So you're
jar
throwing
of
the
blue
jar.
mushrooms.
The jar of blue mushrooms that I know because Attila's told me will blind somebody. I'm going to chunk it at her face.
Lovely. You're gonna make a. Let's see here. Let's do a dex saving throw, so you have +5 to that.
Dex saving throw.
It's not actually a saving throw in this case, but
That's a 10.
so 15.
No, that's a
Oh.
modified 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck this roll box. That's neither here nor there. That's
I
fine.
agree. Roll,
Yeah,
the
man.
roll boxes are lame.
Boxes are shit.
Roll on the
We're
table.
over that shit. That's fine though.
You just have to get it
roll-
close to her. Doesn't it like a 10-foot radius
I
that
don't know,
blinds
dude.
somebody?
It's not going well.
As long as it shatters
Just
on the
what
wall
happens
behind
to
her.
me? Damn it.
Let's do this, Tom. Let's make a little luck roll here. Roll a 1 die 20. Add nothing to it.
Add what to it?
Nothing.
To it. It's a 1.
Come on, great. No, you don't get to re-roll that one. No re-rolling once.
So much for the box theory.
You throw it, and it's in her general direction. It's definitely not going to hit her or the wall behind her or anything like that.
Oh, shit.
But as you throw it, that little vine that's now stuck in your chest pops out, winds around the jar, and slings it back at you. Lands at your feet.
And it shatters.
You are suddenly encased
I
in
assume.
darkness.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All according to plan.
I mean, I will just scramble wildly backwards, just off the just like whichever direction, because everything's kind of happening in front of me in my brain, right? So yeah, I'm just gonna scramble backwards away from her in a blinded panic.
Okay. Yeah, you fall off the table backwards and start scrambling.
Yeah.
What are the parameters around this like mushrooms thing? Like how far does it extend?
10 by 10, 10 feet by 10 feet. So I think really the only creatures in it are him and the skeleton.
Okay. And if somebody has dark vision, can you see through it? With your
Yes.
vision? Okay.
You can see everything. In fact, as you guys are looking, there's no darkness there. There's no shadows. Like Tom's just. Basically, think of Tom as just like temporarily blind.
I can't
Okay.
see anything.
Okay.
God, she's so quick with that vine.
This is not your chest anymore.
So that was Lady Taros's reaction. She's going to use her action now, and she will turn and face. Let's go with Timbo,
That bitch.
Coming at you.
and that vine just sort of snakes around and jabs down. Think it like almost like a scorpion tail. Jabs
Okay.
down at you. Ooh. What's your AC?
12.
It hits.
in a tight spot.
And does 8 points of psychic damage.
Oh, wow. Psychic.
Psychic damage.
Yeah.
Messing with your brain.
Yeah, so I think, Timbo, all of your instincts are correct. You like, hold up your arm or, like, swing your hammer at it, and it just phases right through it and hits you right in the chest. It's just not corporeal in that moment. That's going to be her whole move. Kestrel.
Okay. I cast Entangle. Because I want to ensnare Lady Taros and the rest of the skeletal armor people, Goresman.
Okay, I think you could probably get Lady Taros in, like, 2 of the skeletons. How big is the entangle?
It's a 20-foot square.
Yeah, you'd probably get everybody.
And remember, in my last action, I positioned myself to be close to everybody.
You were right.
She did.
Yep.
She did, yeah.
That story checks out. Yeah, cast Entangle.
Okay. Whoosh.
Just like that. That's how that works.
Whoosh.
You're a wizard,
and if
Harry.
I don't remember exactly what happens with Entangled, but, like,
Here, I'll tell you.
it's... People roll at disadvantage.
But it's going to be
now.
cool.
All right, so grasping weeds and vines sprout from the ground in a 20-foot square starting from a point within range. For the duration, these plants turn the ground in the area into difficult terrain, so they have to use twice as much movement to go through that terrain, even if they're not captured by it. A creature in the area, when you cast the spell, must succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the entangling plants until the spell ends. On their turn, they can try and escape it, essentially. So, Lady Taros and all the skeletons are going to make checks. Strength saving throws. Against your spell save DC, which is 10, I believe.
Yes.
One of the skeletons saves. Wait, hold on. I only rolled 3. One of the skeletons saves. I'll let you pick, Kestrel. You want it to be the one closest to you, the one closest to Attilius and Timbo, the one closest to Tom.
The one closest to me.
Okay. So that one is not restrained.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Lady Taros. Ooh, crit fails.
Yes.
Oh.
So not only do these vines capture her feet, I think you pay special attention to her, and once you realize you have her, you start sort of working them up, and those vines sort of encircle her, all the way up her legs, all the way up her torso, all the way up through her arms and face, and she's even able to, she's having trouble moving her arms and stuff. What else?
What, I've got a bonus action?
Yes.
Or, okay.
Or you can move.
I trip the skeleton closest to me, hoping that he gets ensnared in the vines below me.
I feel like skeletons would have a lot of trouble standing up.
I think they're really heavy. And it's difficult
Especially with all
terrain.
that armor.
So when you say trip, you really just mean you're just shoving them?
Maybe like with a
no,
staff,
I
tripping him up.
I stick my foot in between his 2 feet, and whenever he tries to move a little bit, boom, falls.
Foom.
It's lovely.
No, like Attilius gets on his hands and knees behind the skeleton.
It's whoosh and boom.
It's
Yeah,
a
they're
good
all-
old-fashioned
they're all-
tripping.
They're all F-based Foley work. Whoosh, boom.
Yeah, so he falls to... If he falls.
Timbo goes behind the skeleton.
He might fall. I don't know.
Do you want to do this part?
I'm hoping he falls.
Foo.
Yeah, foom.
He does indeed fall.
Yes.
Oh.
So he falls forward on the ground, and his arms start to get encircled as well.
Yep.
All right. Tilius.
All right, so I
Don't you go dying
noticed
on
that
us.
Lady Charos is wrapped up in the vines and can't really do anything right now. So with my good arm, I take my dagger and I throw it directly at her head.
Your dagger is. Oh, okay. Yeah, you have 2 daggers.
Yeah, I've got
Great.
2.
I know, I've got it.
Lovely.
I'm
All right,
waiting for
so
the
roll
right
1 die 20 plus 4. And you're trying to. Well, actually, it may not be plus 4. Hold with me 1 second.
Okay, well, you should reroll.
I believe it is plus 4 still. All right.
Do I reroll?
What'd you roll?
13. Right? Is that a 9? Yeah, it's 9.
Yeah.
13. As the dagger gets close to her, she is able to move her hands just enough that
Of course.
the middle of that vine sort of snaps and pops the dagger over to the side of the room. So it doesn't actually leave Timbo. It just the middle of it kind of snaps one way and pushes the dagger.
One more down.
What else, Tilius? Anything else?
Yes. My chair is freaking out. Now just say screw it, and I'm doing Eldritch Blast.
Okay, let's see.
Oh boy.
Tired of this.
Oh boy.
You ready to run?
Keep your shit together, Timbo.
Yeah, go ahead.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. Do Eldritch Blast.
All right.
Roll 1d20 plus 5. And I'm assuming you're aiming at her, yes?
Yes. 10
So
Plus what?
plus 15.
a 15 will hit.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Great. So roll 1 die 10 force damage. Oh, plus 3.
One with the
Yep, that's a 10.
9.
Yep.
Plus
9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Plus, what would you say?
Plus
it was?
3.
Plus 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
So
it's 12.
12 points of damage. All right. Kestrel. Nope, sorry. Not Kestrel. You just went. Skellies. All right. The one closest to Kestrel is the only one that can actually move.
Nope. He's on the ground in the vines.
You got tripped up.
Yep.
Oh, yep. I'm caught up. He still can move though,
Okay.
so he stands up. He's gonna his arms, because he kind of fell into the zone. He's gonna have to make a strength check to try and get out of it. He fails. So his legs are not encircled, but his arms still are, and he just kind of struggles in place. That is his whole turn.
Hell yeah.
Abbott, who is the one right in front of Attilius and Timbo, will successfully break his feet out of the vines, and he leans over and takes a swing at Timbo.
Ugh.
Okay,
rat
you
bastard.
got your resistances up.
Sorry.
He ain't got no psychic
it
damage.
cannot take a swing at Timbo. It's used its action to break out of the vines.
Hey.
Yeah.
But it's,
Encircling-
that's clearly its intention.
encircling vines. Beast.
And then
Stop.
Clanson Goresman, Skelly number 4, which is closest to Tom, advances on him or tries. First has to break the vines.
How rude.
It does not break the
Sweet.
vines.
Still
It-
entrapped in the
It
vines.
sort of slashes down at its feet wildly, but the table being in the way is confusing it. It doesn't get anywhere. Very successful use of Entangle.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Timbo.
Beautiful. All right. A two-handed hammer swing at Abbott, who is now not trapped in the vines anymore, but is going to be coming at me. We're going to use our bardic inspiration here. Nice.
let's
All right.
So it's
go.
actually a total of 19.
That's a hit.
Nice.
Go. There you
Although
go.
that's gone
Yes,
now.
sir. Yeah, that is gone now.
I'd say that was a good use of Bardic.
Yeah.
Ah, the damage roll was not good, though.
2
it was
plus.
a 2, but then there's a +6 on that, so it's an 8.
Good enough. Another skeleton explodes under the weight of Timbo's
I like
hammer
this. Take
swing.
out the ads first. This makes a lot of sense. I
Uh-huh.
like this strategy right
Uh-huh.
here, dude.
All right, so Abbott's gone.
Abbott's gone.
All right. With the rest of my turn, I now basically do the same thing. I try to get between Clanson and Tom Bombo.
Okay, yeah. You advance.
And Clanson is still stuck in the vines.
correct. So I think you can very easily intersperse yourself between them.
Yeah.
Back to the top of the order. Tom,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
blinded.
All right.
Tom,
okay. So
Tom,
how
I'm getting,
I view it
I'm
is,
getting in between you.
I got stabbed. I did the leg thing. I threw it. It gets on back of me. I tumble off the table backwards. And I mean, I guess I would. Immediately start. I mean, I just kind of feel like I would just immediately start running and panicking. No, I'm not. I'm gonna say, I don't have to see you to fight you, you wicked bitch. And then I'm gonna cast vicious mockery
yeah.
on Lady Taros.
I love it.
I can smell you.
Roll it.
Oh, I don't think I
roll it.
roll for vicious
Yeah.
mockery. I think you roll wisdom saving.
Correct. Sorry, Tom. She sort of shrugs. That's okay. I've been called worse by better.
And then okay, so
Everybody
after,
sort of pauses and is like, ooh. And then she's like, eh.
after her snarky remark, I can assume that vicious mockery didn't work.
It did not work.
And I am just going to take off running in a direction. Yeah. So decide that how you will.
Yeah.
Roll a d4 again.
Yeah, roll 1 die 4.
Okay. It's a 2.
Holy crap. So
Natural
what I've been doing is when y'all roll 1 die 4, I
see
hold up
you
a
hold.
number.
Yeah, I saw you hold it.
And if it matches my number, in this case, you were safe. It was the okay direction to run. So Tom, I mean, it looks insane to everybody else. Tom is like, "You wicked bitch," and then he just sprints towards a far corner of the room. So you can cover 30 feet in a single action, and you run 30 feet unimpeded. You narrowly miss the piano. Like I think at some point you run beneath a table and like the sheets catch your face, but you just run right out the other side. You guys see?
Can I attempt to go stealth? Or is that's another action. That's not a bonus action.
All right. That was a great turn, Tom. Lady Taros. Lady Taros kind of like, she kind of, hello, okay, sorry, I guess. And then she extends her hand and kind of grips it. And Timbo, you're going to feel a surge of energy headed towards you through that vine. Luckily, I think right as that energy is sort of hitting you, your rage sort of overcomes you, and there's sort of an emotional burst of energy out of you. You guys watch as Timbo just screams violently, and for whatever reason, the vine departs and is sort of dissipated at that moment.
Hell yeah.
The sort of emotional or psychic energy dissipates it.
That's
Kestrel.
great news.
Oh, nice. So you just broke the
Broke
lid?
the-
Hell
broke
yeah.
that vine. I guess she rolled really badly.
Okay, so the vines are still active, right? They're
So I
still-
think, hold on, let me check Entangle real quick. No, yeah, you're good. It lasts until they get out of it. Were you hit last turn?
No.
Yeah, then you're good.
I missed.
It lasts. The
Okay.
skeletons have to make checks. If you were to be hit, you would have to make a concentration check on the
Okay.
spell. But
Well, if the vines are still active, then I'm going to navigate one of the vines to grab the discarded jar of mushrooms.
I think the jar broke.
Oh, that's right, because it got.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You grabbed the glass.
Yeah, chatter all over me. I'm blind.
Then I think I want to rush Lady Taros because she's still in the vines.
Mhm.
And I want to take out the dagger of yak
Yes.
and
Yes.
Holy
thrust
shit.
it
Forgot
right
about the
into
dagger.
her breast, essentially.
Ooh.
Damn.
Okay. Roll.
The hero move right here.
Let's see.
Yeah.
You're gonna roll a die 20 plus 6.
Oh, plus 6. Oh,
Oh,
shit.
no.
Oh.
Not good, huh?
Not
Is it a natural 1?
maybe. Shit.
Ooh. Ooh.
Fucking Lady Taros.
And now a word from our sponsors.
You find yourself sitting amongst the heaped bodies of the prisoners you've taken. Prisoners is a glorified word. Couple teenagers, really. And the spoils of war are the cans you have in front of you.
Yeah. Those underage drinkers will take their booze.
At least they have good taste in beers.
This is
Give them
definitely
that.
one of my favorite missions.
I'll
Yeah.
be the judge of that, Attilius.
Yes.
Bienvenidos a Miami, they say. This is Sun
wow.
Lab
Whoa,
Brewing
alright.
out of Miami, Florida.
Flow Rider.
Like the rapper, Florida.
Precisely,
Yes.
mate.
I'm gonna try this.
Yeah, give it a go.
Ooh, it smells very citrusy and pine and
What
Tis
you
a
I like-
sour ale with pink guava, passion fruit, pineapple, and a bit of orange zest.
couldn't have said it better myself.
That is absolutely fantastic.
This is sunshine in a glass.
I love that passion fruit, the chinola, they call it.
Oh, where'd you learn that?
La República Dominicana.
Oh.
The Dominican Republic to the layperson. Much closer. Miami's pretty close to the Dominican Republic.
it
It
is
turns
close,
out
close.
not too far away, and they take a lot of those tropical Caribbean flavors and brew it in this American sour ale, distributed here where we are in Louisiana by our friends at Pelican Craft Brands.
Yes.
Wow, I'm very thankful that these kids decided to steal this beer so that we could steal it and enjoy the delicious fruits of our labor. Another great work on the
Kestrel
night shift.
hits the teenager that she's sitting on, be like, "Don't drink.
Yeah.
Bad for you.
Until you're of age.
But more for us.
Yeah.
Wait until you're of age.
You guys are
Drink
dicks.
responsibly."
You guys suck.
Terry, shut up.
Back up, Terry.
And now for
I'm
us,
your cousin.
Your cousin.
more Sun Lab Pure Sun American Sour Ale. Cheers.
Yes. Cheers. Huzzah.
Ooh, you want the bad news or the bad news?
I guess the bad news.
Okay, the bad news.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this
Yep.
was your hero moment. This was the dagger of yak. And Lady Taros is entangled in your vine.
God, dude.
I feel like I should have more advantage on that.
Actually, hold on. Wait. Yeah, she is restrained. So actually, that is something I should be looking at.
Does she roll with advantage?
Yeah, my
Does
bad.
she-
I think actually she does.
Oh,
Yeah.
please, dear God.
Yes.
Sorry, just pulling up the condition real quick. All right, their speed becomes 0. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage.
Yes!
Attack rolls, not magic rolls. So, like,
Yes!
it was very specifically
Let's
something.
go.
Okay,
They also have
please.
disadvantage.
All right,
on dexterity
let's
saving
go.
All
throws.
right.
Yeah!
17 plus
Plus
6.
6, so 23. Boy, you just went from stabbing yourself in the leg with the dagger to stabbing her.
Oh, what a sequence.
Wow.
Okay,
That
that's great.
Oh,
Well
man.
That
done.
was great.
What a fight.
I think given the roll and given the way it happened, Keshra, I think you start sprinting across these vines, and at some point the vines, you start manipulating them into like steps. So as you're running, they're sort of picking you up further into the,
I dig
into
it. I dig it.
the sky. And once you're maybe like 6 feet up, the vines just sort of dissipate, and it's right as you're sort of about to reach her, and you fall and plunge the dagger of yak into her chest. She was not expecting this. She was. No one had even
And
been close
can
to her
I
yet.
can I have a battle cry right there?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Somewhere he's celebrating.
It's like a
I hear her say, I'm like, Hail Malik!
Okay, so you're gonna do 2d4 plus 4 damage.
2
Okay.
die
that was a Stark
Okay.
move going at the Night King.
Yeah.
plus. No, I got one.
Okay.
3, 2, 5, 9 damage.
9 points of damage. And you pull that. As you pull that dagger out, you can see that the wound. First of all, there's no blood. There should be blood. You feel like, and there's no blood. But the wound is already black. And I don't mean it's like colored black. I mean it's rotted. And you can see that there's like veins, like black veins extending from the
Flesh-eating
wound.
poison. That-
She immediately doubles over and throws up.
Ew, and I have to step backwards so I don't get on my face.
I called it the dagger
I was
of
okay with
yak.
all of this.
The dagger of yak. You weren't expecting that?
I thought she was going to turn into a furry beast.
Yeah, I thought it was a yak.
You just like talk a whole lot. Like, oh,
Now
God.
she's yakking.
She immediately doubles over and throws up, and it's all black,
Ew.
viscous, inky vomit that comes out of her. She will
That
take
was awesome.
I shouldn't roll it. She will take an additional die 6 of damage. Lindsay, you want to do the honor?
Oh.
Additional dice. 6. Yes. 3.
Additional 3 points of damage. That surprises the hell out of her. For the first time, you see her look very worried when she picks herself back up.
I didn't kill her.
And she'll have to make a check on that next turn as well.
No worries.
Okay.
Couple of good turns there, Kestrel. Attilius. Oh, was that it? Sorry.
I guess my bonus action. I guess I can't attack again, huh?
No. I don't think you have anything that would allow
Okay.
you to do it.
I swipe some glass off the ground.
Your bare hands.
I'm thinking. Hey, Timbo! Spiders!
Aha!
And she holds her hands up. All right, Attilius.
I'm going to use Agonizing Blast.
Okay. I don't know what that does. Let's find out.
Let's
Together.
find out.
Is that one of your spells that you've got?
It's gonna agonize somebody.
It's in my special category.
Oh, shit.
Hmm.
You cast Eldritch Blast and +3 damage. It deals
Oh, okay. I see. Yep. So you're going to cast Eldritch Blast, and you're using Agonizing Blast as an invocation. Got it. All right. So you really needed to hit in order for that to come in. So with Eldritch Blast, you're going to extend your hand. A crackling beam of energy extends towards a creature within range. I'm assuming that's Taros.
Yes.
All right. Roll 1d20 plus 5.
Can Kestrel duck to avoid the blast?
We'll see.
No.
Oh, no. It's silly.
That's a 9.
Oh, that's not that bad. 9 plus 5.
No.
No.
It's a 4 plus 5.
All right. Well, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I can see why the head holding now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you cast it, and I think at the last moment you sort of notice that Kestrel has just sort of stepped back out of her zone, and you sort of angle it away on purpose, and it crashes into the wall, as opposed to trying to cast something that might hurt your friend.
Yeah.
Anything else? You do. Yeah, you don't have anybody in front of you, so you're good.
I have another dagger, right? Yeah, I've got 2 daggers.
Yeah, but you've already really attacked for this turn.
Okay,
It'd have
so-
to be a bonus
You can move.
action of some sort, or you can move.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, since I'm hurt and my last 2 actions haven't done much, I'm just gonna kind of creep back a
Yeah,
ways.
put some space between you.
Yeah. Try to rest a second.
All right, the 2 remaining Skellies, Brendanus and Clanson.
Are some of them still in the vines?
Both of them are still entangled.
Okay.
So they
Yeah.
both have to make strength saving throws. That's cocked. What's your spell save DC? What did we say that was?
10.
Okay. Brendanus succeeds. Clanson succeeds. So they both detangle themselves.
But that is their action.
That's their
That is their action.
About to get got.
That's all of it.
Yep. Do your thing,
Timbo.
Wish he was still entangled because then I would roll at advantage. But all right, so Clanson's up next. That's who I was right by because that's where Tom Bombo was before he sprinted across the room.
Before I pulled that super
So-
sweet retreat.
The attack.
Super sweet retreat.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
I don't even need to roll damage.
You were
His
swinging
head
at
goes
Clanson, right?
flying across. Yeah, this was Clanson.
Go ahead and roll damage just because
Sure,
it's fun.
sure.
And remember, you roll twice the amount of dice.
Oh, because
when you roll,
he
when you hit a
natted
nat 20.
Yeah, you roll
Oh.
twice the amount of dice on
Okay,
that.
so how many dice
So I
did you
rolled
roll
2
normally?
d10.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, yeah.
8,
shit.
6, so 14 plus 6,
Yeah.
20 damage.
Yeah, 20 points of damage.
Explodes.
Yeah.
Disintegrates.
Yeah.
He's
Bone dust.
He's blown away. Blown away? It didn't really work.
No.
Let's
No.
move on. Again, just erupts into a shower of bones.
That was a massive hammer swing.
It's all
I'm still, just in a fit of rage.
Just mowing him
I
down.
think it bent down to get himself out of the tangles, and then as it's standing up, I just blindsided him.
It stands back up and it's like, yay! Oh no! Yeah. Timbo knocks it over the fence. Anything else, Timbo?
I still have my hands up.
Oh yes, I tossed.
He was 100% gonna forget.
I tossed my jar of spiders over to Kestrel.
All right, make
I knew you
a.
were going to do that.
Either you can make. Let's figure this out real quick. You make an athletics check,
Yeah, I want to do that.
and then Castro, you're gonna have to make a dex saving throw.
We'll be all right.
That's +2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dex, yeah.
All right. Here we go. 21
Nailed
on
it. Perfect pitch.
the throw.
Hey.
18
Hey.
plus
Whoa.
2,
So
20.
20.
You're throwing a jar of
Hey.
glass. I feel like it's fair to make you check on that.
That's
yeah,
fair.
you catch it easily.
Yeah.
Mid stride, I would say.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
That was brilliant.
Tom.
I'm up. Do I have any knowledge when I learned about these spores earlier of how to take out the blindness once you have it?
Certainly something like Healing Word would come in handy, but I know that you do not have another spell
I do
slot.
not.
So
I'm saying like when we talked about it on the path earlier, I
How
wasn't
long
given
did the
like
spores last?
I wasn't given like a
Hour?
remedy.
Oh, no.
I wasn't given like a remedy or anything. Like he wasn't like you got to clear your eyes with like water or something like that.
no, it takes an hour to pass, or there's a magical healing effect.
Okay. I am
This side
going
of the table's
to
doing
take
well.
out my bow.
You're gonna
and
take out your what?
my bow.
Lovely.
Because I've echolocated her
Somebody else.
with
Right,
the sound of her throwing up.
And
And I'm
I
going to
love
take out
this.
my bow and arrow, and I'm going to fire it at where I believe her to be.
Okay, roll 1 die 20 at disadvantage.
All
He
right.
became Daredevil and Hawkeye rolled into one person.
Pretty good roll there. That is a 3.
Plus 5. Which is
It's an 8.
Yeah, you
Yikes.
guys watch as Timbo pulls out an arrow. Tom Bombo pulls out his bow and he aims, and each one of you have this moment where you're like, no, not me. And that helps a little bit, Tom. You're like, oh, okay, not there. Back to where the throw up was. Where did I hear it splash down? And you fire, and it just sort of harmlessly angles over her.
Yeah, ha ha! Got you. And
It
then,
is in her general direction, but not very close.
Like Han Solo on the skiff.
and and then I'll just kind of chill where I'm at.
All right.
Chill.
Oh man, I should have. Yeah, you already had disadvantage, so that it didn't even hurt you that much.
No.
All right, Lady Taros' turn.
She's still got to roll against the vines.
She does. She has to roll for the vines as well as the Dagger of Yak. So we'll do
Yes.
the vine roll first. She successfully detangles herself. So she really just starts like ripping it off, which the skeletons did not seem capable of. She just sort of rips it up at the root. The Dagger of Yak check, she fails miserably, and so
Nice.
she begins ripping these vines off of her. And right as she's able to like take her first step, you see it hit her again. Her pupils go wide, and then she doubles over and throws up again. She's gonna take
I
an-
can hear my arrows struck home. Eat that, Lady Taros.
Kestrel just rolls her eyes. Like,
roll another 1d6 poison damage.
okay. Come on, 6. Oh, 2.
2 points of poison damage. All right, Kestrel.
Okay. I've got the jar of spiders, and I'm right next to her.
Yep.
And I crack the jar of spiders over her head.
Oh wow. Yep. Yep.
And
That's
there's
terrifying.
like hundreds of baby spiders,
Yeah.
all in it.
Yeah.
She's an open, gaping chest wound.
Yeah, that's true.
This is gonna get gross. Okay. Yeah. I don't think you even really need to roll a 1d20, but as long as it's not a 1, we're
Oh,
solid.
man.
Thanks for jinxing
Pressure's
it.
on.
17.
Yeah. Anything besides a 1, I mean, you were gonna hit her. All right. Yeah. You sling this thing over her head, and it crashes. And I'm assuming you kind of back up a little.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
You backpedal a few steps, and hundreds of arachnids swarm her scalp into her wound, down into her clothing. And there's this moment where she realizes, to some degree, what's happening. She goes from very confident to very unconfident very quickly. All right, I got to figure out how to do lots of hundreds of spiders of damage. How many 1d4s do we have on the table?
My arrow was more
I've
effective
got
than
quite
I
a few.
thought.
Ooh, I've got 2.
I've got 1.
I've got 2.
I've got 2.
I have 4. Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
roll
I have
all of
quite
them.
a bit.
Roll all of them.
Here, you roll these.
6 on my end,
4.
so 10,
4.
14,
That's gonna be 9.
23.
Plus 5. So
28.
28 points of damage. These things just start biting her all over. Welts immediately appear. These spiders are not normal. They're not just like a spider you would run into in the jungle. That wound that was already black, this yellow pus just starts spewing from it in the most disgusting way.
Again, Kestrel like coils backwards.
She's like, sorry, gross, ooh, gross. You deserve it though.
Ooh, David.
She falls to her knees, pitches forward on her face, and breathes her last breath.
Wow.
You're welcome,
I got her.
guys. I did it. And I'm turning facing the corner of the room.
Brindanis, the skeleton, falls apart as soon as she breathes her last. Everybody make perception checks.
Oh, boy.
Should I be at disadvantage for this, I'm going to say?
You might as well not.
12.
I'm at 8.
11.
12.
Go ahead. Roll it.
I did 11. I rolled at disadvantage, yeah.
Okay, so one more time.
8.
11.
12.
Oh, 11. Look at me. I'm
Right there with
everybody else.
I don't think anybody sees anything, but for the arcanically inclined in the room, which is really everybody but Timbo, you feel that the energy in the room doesn't dissipate, it leaves.
Well, I have a question. Can my roll be Arcana instead of Perception?
I'm using really the same thing. So what is it?
Then it would be a 13.
Same outcome. There is a distinct difference, though. You've killed magical creatures before. The energy dissipates. This energy leaves. You're not quite sure what that means. You are out of initiative order. What do you want to do?
Is there any threat for these spiders still, or do they kind of go away with her?
I mean, they're like swarming all over her body still.
Yeah,
we're good.
so
Need to get out
we
of the room.
slowly
we kind of
back
want to
away.
get away from that.
Guys, let's head out the portrait. There's nothing else in the manse, I promise.
Out the portrait? You want to go back?
Back through the tunnel.
Not just through like the front door. Are there a bunch of guards here?
There's a bunch of guards on the 3rd floor.
All right, I
Tom,
go.
stop.
I'm feeling my way. I'm feeling my way. Just keep talking. Tom,
Please,
keep
Tom.
talking. I'm going to find you.
I'm throwing you on my.
Hey,
there we go.
Tom.
There
Thank
we
you.
go.
I'm putting you on my shoulders.
Okay.
There we go. All right, through the portrait. Are you sure there's not like a
Wait, didn't we promise Penn we would kill some guards?
Sword or something? We did. I feel like we did a pretty good job with all those
promised it, but you
skeletons.
did say.
I mean, the manse is
We didn't
already
mention
pretty empty. They're leaving.
But is there
soon.
nothing we should pilfer here?
Have you not raged enough there, Timbo?
Hey, so guys, where did my arrow hit her? Was it like how did it all go down?
It hit the wall. Dude.
Yeah, it hit the wall. Sorry.
I pick up Altilius' dagger that he threw. Here's your dagger back.
Thank you.
Can I grab the dagger of Yak back?
You still had it. Yeah, you plunged it into her and pulled it
Okay,
out.
okay, cool.
I'm assuming. I mean,
Yeah, no, I keep it.
That's
I
what
keep
happened.
All right, so what do we do? Do
All
we
right.
go
Through
through
the
the other
portrait?
door through the manse or go back through the portrait? I say we go back through the portrait.
Yeah, I don't really want to risk
Kestrel's
it.
sure there's nothing left in the manse for us to look for.
We're too injured. We're a little battered here. We don't need to get in fights with guards. All right, through the portrait.
all right, back to the portrait. Coming this way, no checks needed, no riddles, no nothing. You emerge back into the Temple of Moloch. The stones that you left on the altar are gone. And out back into the swamp, the Snackmire.
Yes.
Every time you say it,
call out for him.
Every time you say it, it has a reply.
Is it daytime now?
No, like so early in the morning that there's no light in the sky. Call it 4
I'm really freaking tired, guys.
Yeah, I
Although
think at this
I
point-
took 0 points of damage, I have to say
I'm near the end of a giant slice.
Solid.
Of my,
Yeah, I will say
my-
the left side of the table really manhandled that battle. The right
Yeah.
side of the table was
Yeah.
there as cannon fodder for the most
Oh.
part. Hey, it happens sometimes. That happens sometimes.
My
That's
arrow.
D&D,
did.
baby.
Yeah, it was the game-winning blow.
Yeah, it distracted her just enough that the spiders could eat her from the inside
Yep,
out.
Yeah.
Let him
absolutely.
think it hit. Let him think it hit.
Unless you guys want to do anything in the Snackmire, then I'm going to say...
Well, I was calling out for Conga because I would like to see if he could help me with this mushroom spore problem.
I mean, it's been an hour, right?
yeah, I would say at
Yeah.
this point, you're
Yeah,
probably out
you're
of the
good.
woods, man.
Oh.
He opens his
Tambamba, you
eyes.
can see again.
T-Bob is like,
he was
I
playing-
can see.
So in
He was
character.
playing,
He's so in
playing blinded
character.
very
that
well.
sucked. Wow.
No, I don't think there's anything else that I need to do in the snack bar.
You missed a lot.
Yeah, what happened? I heard like cracking glass at one point.
That was the spiders.
Kestrel did an amazing move,
Spiders.
climbing up her vines and coming down and plunging the dagger of Yak.
Yes,
to
do you
the
remember that
terraces.
dagger?
So that's what the throwing up was.
Yes.
That was her yakking, yes.
Okay.
Then she smashed on the head with that jaw of baby spiders, and
And we're just kind of walking through the
and
snack
then
mire,
you
just
fired,
chatting.
you
So where
fired
did
that
the arrow
arrow.
hit? Where did the
You
arrow
fired
hit?
that
Yeah,
arrow
where
and
did the arrow hit?
It went right into her back, and it pierced through her heart.
Guys, I think we need
I
to
love
go
that you
find.
believe it, even though they already told you it hit the wall.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
I think we need to find Noodle and
Well, we need
Get
to
this
alert
moving.
somebody. Did you bring the scroll that had 500,000 gold
yes,
on
I've
it?
got it.
You
I've got
that?
it
Look,
on my.
Hack.
Yeah, let's
Before
show
we
that
get
to Noodle
straight
Rock.
back to business, maybe coffee bean?
Well, check
pretty
on
tired.
yeah, we
He
are
wants to
pretty
use them
tired.
stars, you know?
We can check on Phoenix
with
in
Tom over
progress.
here, yeah.
I mean, it's been a
Yeah.
day.
It's been
day.
what a day indeed.
But to be fair, I do not trust what's
Coffee
his
bean
name?
and a hotel stay would be nice as well. Really,
Yes.
I mean, a room at an inn would be nice.
Yeah, I'm out of spell slots.
Where are we headed?
coffee
the
bean.
coffee bean.
Coffee
Yeah.
No.
Why can't we get some
we
coffee?
We gotta go get coffee and then we go see Noodle Rock.
We're
We
dying
cannot
over here.
operate without
Your
coffee. to
HP
see
is all the
Noodle
way.
Rock.
We need to
Yeah.
rest.
We've been up all night at
Yes.
Venture.
Go to the
Coffee will
coffee
not
bean.
let us rest. Not unless we get decaf.
We're going to the coffee bean. We're going to the coffee bean.
She can go wherever she wants. We're going to the coffee bean. All right, you guys walk into the coffee bean.
Oh god.
Hello again.
As soon as you walk in, she come here. And she sort of like opens up the counter, like swings open the counter and lets you behind the thing and closes it and lets you into like a back room and closes the curtain behind her. She's like, you shouldn't be here. You need to go. White Mark is looking for you.
White mark.
What did I say?
He was just here. You need to go. I'm
Can we get a coffee?
yeah. I'm sorry. So inhospitable. Do you need coffee?
Yes.
Yeah, a few
yes,
coffees
please.
to go would be
Okay.
great.
Perhaps
let me
a
get you some
Band-Aid
coffee.
for this
but
cut.
then you have to go. Oh,
Do you have like a back door that we could sneak out of?
of course, always. Okay. So she goes and
Obviously.
she goes and she comes back with your exact orders. She has them memorized
Yes, perfect.
now. And hands them out. Okay, come on, this way. You guys can't be just like walking around. He's really combing.
Do you
this
have
way.
disguises that we could use?
I run a coffee shop. Perhaps you're confused about what's happening here.
Just in a party
like
shop.
a fake mustache or
I have a
something?
disguise kit.
You do?
Oh.
Can I use it on others?
No, I don't think so. I
Okay.
think you can use it only on yourself. And
Um,
I think it
well,
takes
let's just
time.
roll the
Guys,
dice. To the
let's-
duck and cover, yeah?
Let's go to the duck
Yes.
and cover
See if Noodle Rock's there.
and see if Noodle Rock's there, which is what we should have done to begin with. But
Well,
everybody
we-
wanted to go
we-
get coffee.
we-
They
didn't
didn't
have
call me the
coffee.
duck and cover.
No, pay the lady.
I feel way better now.
Yeah.
Stealth
after
checks
coffee
from the
than
whole
I did
group.
before.
Stealth checks.
You're trying to evade the guards.
Mercy.
Unless you're not.
Oh, yeah, well, no, this is
19.
not good, guys. Well, it's a 5. I get it, yeah.
4. I hate you guys so much right now.
We had to
11.
I love that. Sounds like, what am I
know.
to not have coffee?
Thank you. I agree. It's like there's one plan.
We've been adventuring all night long. If we're not going to
Yes.
bed, then we need
Look, if
coffee.
this isn't night shit, I don't know what is. All right,
Oh my
it was
God.
19, 11, 4, and 5. Is that correct?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay.
A disguise kit really paid off.
Yeah.
I think essentially Tom can cover for Kestrel or Timbo, but one of the two of you gets spotted by guards and it turns into a foot race. We don't have to play that out. There's no question you guys can outmaneuver or outspeed a couple of guards. But by the time you arrive at the duck and cover inn, you're aware you're being hunted, right? You don't have a ton of
Fabulous.
time. You kind of slow down, take a few deep breaths in front of the duck and cover inn because you don't want to run in there like you're, evading law enforcement. And walk in, and you can see in one of the far corners in a booth is sitting Noodle Strongshank. He appears to be sitting across from someone. There's 2 cups on the table. You can't really see who the person is. T-Bob, you look displeased.
I know who he's sitting with.
Could I have described this better for you? Or?
No. I just think I have an idea of who he's sitting with.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Davic?
No.
Definitely not Davic.
A.G. Wentworth?
No.
877 gold now.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
We go over to Noodle.
yeah.
Yeah, you guys walk over to
Oh, Nody.
Noodle's table, and the closer you get, the more obvious it is. Tom, do you want to tell us who you think it is?
Garanga.
Goranga is sitting across the table
I thought it was Pin.
from Noodle's
What's Garanga doing
That's
here?
human trafficking.
She's just a street merchant.
And as you walk up,
Not
Noodle
human, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Noodle sort of looks at you wide-eyed. Okay, sit down. I can't. Good to see you. Have you met Goranga? You've met Goranga.
We had the pleasure.
We know Garanga.
I don't know
Tried
if
to
we'd call
sell
it
our
the
friend
pleasure.
here.
Definitely wasn't a pleasure.
You
Done
almost got it.
lovely. Now it's time to get you out.
Next time on the night shift,
I'm gonna flip
Is
into
there
a
a-
seat.
Fiddlesticks can see us.
You need an acrobatics
I
check.
motion to Fiddlesticks for a round of ales.
Oh yeah, do I have to do an
Yeah.
acrobatics check for the flip?
Absolutely. Yeah, the fact that you chose to do a flip into your seat rather than just sitting down,
Just lay out that entire thing. All right.
I desperately hope you bang your head.
That's no, that ain't gonna do it. That's an 18.
Is that with your acrobatics?
Yes.
Okay, good. Tom Bombo does a completely unnecessary flip into his seat. Everyone, without having to say a word, communicates that between them. Like, well, okay, that was needless.
I feel
but-
good about it though. Like I feel like my insecurity was
impressive,
overcome.
though.
Yeah.
Like everybody
Yeah.
liked it.
Like,
I
that-
broke the
that was
tension in the
cool,
room
man.
there. It was
That
good.
was cool.
I can't scrape together gold. My soul's already sold. So if you're trapped under a spell, I wish you well. And if a creature